Hi guys, and thanks for joining me for Vinyasa today. I'm giggling because I had to start that over like 3 times and it's still taking me a while to get used to recording and talking to a screen instead of real people. But it's better than nothing, so I'm glad we can all be together in whatever form and wherever you might be. I'm here at the Yoga Hut and so enjoy the sounds of nature, and if you've got your own jams you want to put on, go ahead and put some tunes on, but I'm just going to try to keep it so it's easier for you guys to hear me and enjoy the sounds of the nature that's all around. Okay, so we'll start by closing your eyes. I'm sorry, actually, if you have a blanket or anything you want to sit on, go ahead and grab one, and if you do have a strap or like a little towel or something like that, maybe go ahead and grab one just to make sure, because you may need it for today's practice. Okay, so once again, started seated, maybe sitting up on the edge of a blanket, kind of guiding the seat out from underneath you. So imagining your pelvic bowl is just that, like your pelvis is a bowl, that's what I mean. And instead of letting that water tip out the back, you want to make sure that water is held up in the bowl, nice and upright, okay? And try to let the knees lower a little bit closer to the floor. So just make any little adjustments that you need. And place your hands in your, on your knees, palms up or down, whatever kind of suits how you feel right now. Close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in. Open your mouth and let it out. Feeling the shoulders just kind of soften and move back. Inhale, guiding the low belly in and up. Feeling the crown of the head lift a little bit higher toward the sky. And exhaling out the mouth. Just kind of clearing everything out, right? Clearing your space, creating your space for your practice today. You can seal your lips now and just begin to flow, or let the breath flow in and out of the nose. Maybe starting to pick up your Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice. So you can place that slight constriction in the base of the throat. Kind of like a whisper, or like you're fogging up a mirror. If I remember, the mouth is closed. You're doing this in and out of the nose. So don't worry if it stresses you out or you're just like, what the heck, I can't figure this out. Just as long as you're breathing, then you're good to go. And you'll just keep coming to the breath throughout your practice. I just want you to really do your best to stay focused. I know for me, I kind of struggle with the online yoga experience. I was taking a Zoom class. Sorry, I don't know what my neighbor's doing, but I was taking a Zoom class and I just was having trouble being centered, focused. Yeah, I was in the beginning part of it. You know, I was just feeling a little bit distracted, and then I was able to kind of get it together. So just do your best, and I want you to notice: are you distracted? You know, maybe you have kids or dogs climbing all over you, and there's actual physical distractions. Totally fine. Just try to keep a sense of humor. Right now, in this moment, you're just breathing. You're just sitting here, and whatever is happening around you is just happening. And it's that quote I always love to come back to, that peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise or trouble or hard work, but to be amongst all of those things and remain calm in your heart. So if you are in the middle of your living room and stuff is happening all around you, just roll with it. Yeah, just flow with it. And just stay connected to your breath. Let it be. Try not to control others. Just right here, remembering that you have the opportunity to control your breath, and to control your attention, your focus, to choose to be as present as possible. Starting to just shift. Yeah, that attention is going from that external noise, right, into kind of our internal dialogue and the sound of our breath. An internal dialogue not being up in the mind, but can you settle into the heart space? Less an experience of a bunch of words and thoughts and more just connecting to feeling and energy. And how do you feel? No judgments. You're stepping into that place of the quiet observer, kind acknowledger. Just trying to wake up to this moment in a way that you just really see what's happening within you. Are you frustrated? Are you scared? Are you happy, joyous, grateful? Are you not certain you're going to survive another day in quarantine? So there's a lot going on. Just try to feel a little bit more rooted, a little bit more connected to the earth, a little bit more grounded, so that we don't get caught up too much, carried away. And Gandhi said, live as if you were to die tomorrow, and learn as if you were to live forever. Bring your hands to your heart and slight bow of the chin, the head. So here on our mats, right, just living fully and completely. Such a good time right now to have that quote come. My husband shared that quote with me yesterday, and it's so true. Can we just really, we don't know what's going to happen, and we never know, right? So can we live just so fully, so completely in the time that we have now, right? And use it as so much opportunity to learn and to grow. So on our mats today, live as if you were to die tomorrow, and learn as if you were to live forever. Whatever other intention you'd like to invite into your heart, into your practice, onto your mat. And we'll just fold forward. So hands can come down. You can keep your eyes closed and just slowly bend forward, and maybe you can get down to your forearms. Maybe you stay propped up on your hands. Maybe you can get your forehead all the way down to the ground. Whatever works for you. Just taking a few more breaths into the backs of the hips, the lower back, just kind of feeling the ribs expanding with your breath. And if you'd like to, you can walk your hands over to the left and just stretch, bring your chest over your left knee, and pulling your right hip back and down into the floor. Relaxing your head. And lift up a little bit and walk a little bit more all the way over to that left side, and just let your right arm reach up and over into a side bend. Elbow might come low to the floor like mine, or again, you might just be up here. Just no matter what, just be where you are and be grateful for where you are and what you can do. You're going to let that right hand circle down to the floor now in front of you, and walk the hands through all the way over to the other side, just bringing your chest over your right knee, right thigh, head relaxing down. And you can come up a little bit and walk your hands over to, or walk that right hand up the rest of the way over. Spin that left arm and chest up to the sky and then let it reach over to the side as you bring your right elbow as low to the floor as you can without letting your left hip pop up off the ground. So stay nice and rooted there through that lower body. And try not to tense the shoulders up into the ears. Think about creating space, left side. Slight tone of the belly. And when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself, make it, or circle that left hand down to the floor. Good. And then walk yourself back up. Switch so that the other ankle is crossed in the front. So it's your awkward crossing. It's going to feel funky because you always just cross your legs the same way, right? But that's all good. It's okay. Life can be awkward and uncomfortable. You're going to bring yourself forward one more time. And just noticing how the hips feel on this side. Making sure that your knees are happy. I didn't mention already, but hopefully you figured it out. If the knees are ever uncomfortable, you can always use like bricks or pillows or rolled up towels for a little bit of support underneath there. So feel free anytime. And just bring yourself back up. Good. And you take your hands behind you and wrap the shoulder blades back and then lift the chest up and kind of feel like your shoulder blades are just gently, like your shoulder blades are these lovely little hands that are just gently nudging your heart, lifting you upward toward the sky, supporting you in opening up your heart. You just got these loving hands behind your heart, right? Guiding you upward, guiding you to open up. Good. Maybe drop the head a little further back. One more big breath. Nice, supported, gentle back bend. And then you take your right hand outside your left knee and just twist for a moment, letting your gaze go over your left shoulder. Circle back through center and around other direction. As you twist to the right, you're pulling your hips to the left. So you kind of pull your left hip back. And to center. Okay, so while we're at seated, we might as well bust out our core work, yeah? So you're gonna come to seated, come off your blanket if you're sitting on one. And you're gonna lean back for boat pose. Shoulders roll back, really keep this chest nice and open. Lift your heels up. Okay, so to modify, you're just here with bent knees and you're holding on to the backs of your knees. If you feel okay here, release your hands. Nice. Always welcome to smile. Okay, if you still feel okay, maybe you can start to straighten your legs a little or a lot, but keep your chest lifted. Good. Don't worry if you start to tremble. You're getting stronger. Enjoy it. Good. Slowly lower halfway down. You're in a half boat position, low boat position. Your shoulders are hovering, heels are hovering. Squeeze yourself back up the best that you can. Back to that boat position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Down to your low boat for 5, 4, 3, almost done, 2, and 1. Back up and cross your ankles. Good job. You guys roll all the way forward, or however you can get to all fours is great. Okay, couple rounds cat-cow. Inhale, chest lifting, tail tilting up. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, rounding the spine. Taking the spine in the opposite action. Inhale, coming through your cow position. Nice and wide through the collarbones. Again, this opportunity to feel the heart open. Exhale and round. Inhale to a flat back, and then this time taking the movement side to side, some lateral movements. You're going to look over to your left hip. Feeling your right side body open up, and then switch. Inhale through center. Nice long exhale as you squish your right side, looking back at that right booty side. Inhale back through center. One more time each direction. Exhale, squishing the left side while the right side gets long. Inhaling center, exhale, squishing that right side. Inhale through center. Anahatasana, heart melting pose. You're gonna walk your hands forward, or maybe your knees back, depending on your, how you're oriented on your space. You start to stick your bum way up to the sky above your knees, and then walk your hands as far forward as you can. Maybe you can get your forehead to the ground, or if it's available, approachable, bring your chin down. And so here again, just like we kind of use the hands as these little helpers to lift the heart upward to open. Can you feel the heart opening, melting open here with those hands? Like find those shoulder blade hands again and see if they can kind of help to nudge your heart closer to the ground and get a little bit more open. Shifting the hips back, slide it into your child's pose, forehead on the ground, hips into the heels, backing off if it's too much on your knees. Just having a moment to come back to the breath. Just be so awake in this moment. Remember, right, that all that is certain is this moment. When you're ready, you're going to lift the hips up, come into your first downward facing dog. And just remember to come back to that child's pose anytime, something's not working right in your body, or you're getting tired, you don't want to do another vinyasa, whatever might be. Okay, take a few times to pedal out your feet in this first downward facing dog. So arms are straight and strong. Your spine is nice and long, straight, hips up to the sky. And your knees are just kind of bending one and then bending the other. Just kind of pedaling it out. You're stretching through the toes, stretching through the calves, the backs of the knees. And some fresh blood flow into the brain. Make sure you're not just landing in your wrists. Spread the weight out into the bases of your fingers. Right, really pressing those fingers down. Anchored through the thumb and the index finger especially. Find your pinky finger. And then take your gaze forward and lightly step up to your hands. Nice bend in your knees. Inhale, flat back, look up. And then exhale to fold. Nice bend in the knees. Thighs, laying your belly over your thighs. Just let your head drop. Take your hands back behind you, interlace, and just wring out the shoulders. If you can squeeze the palms together, go ahead and do that. If your hands won't connect, you can't grab your hands, you could always throw your little towel or strap there to grab, so then you have a modification, right? Or you could just try to simply rest your hands on your low back just to start to get those shoulders to open up a little bit. Releasing the hands back down to the floor. Good. Stretch your chest forward, flat back, and then sweep your arms out like wings out to the side, coming all the way up to standing at the top of your mat. Exhaling, hands coming softly to the heart. Okay, so we'll start our flow now, and as we start to heat things up a little bit, maybe we'll throw in some fun different options and variations, but don't feel like you have to do any or all of them. Just pick and choose what works for you. Find your edge and then just flow with that, be with that, and enjoy it. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, fold down. Flat back. Use your Ujjayi breath, or whatever breath's working for you. In and out of the nose. Exhale, stepping your feet back, plank position. Coming all the way down to your belly for this first round. Use your knees if you need. Good. And then inhale, lift your hands off the ground. Baby cobra. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Five breaths here. Making sure the spine is straight first, then working on the legs. Now that low belly lifted in, pelvic floor awareness, like almost like you're kind of holding in your shishi, or doing a kegel, or you ladies out there. Good, you'll take your gaze forward, lift the heels high, bend the knees low, grip into your fingertips, and maybe see if you could take a little hop this time up toward your hands, even if you only went a little bit of distance. Yeah, just come to the rest of the way up. Half lift, fold when you exhale. Reach your arms out wide, coming up. Breathing out the hands to the heart. Good. You're going to shift into 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar B today. So when you're ready, sitting your hips down, reaching the arms up, inhaling your chair, and then exhaling to fold down. Flat back on the inhale. Exhale, walk or hop your feet back, lowering forward and down. Once again, all the way to the stomach. Knees are one piece. Inhaling cobra, shoulder blades hugging in toward the spine, elbows in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting right leg up to the sky. Step the right foot up by the right thumb. Back heel down, warrior one. So in warrior one, your hips are squared. Reaching up. Go, we're just going to flow right through. Exhale, hands come right back down. Good. Lower, forward, and down. This time, maybe hover halfway, moving into upward dog. Otherwise, continuing with those cobra variations. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Ooh, just got a little windy. Oh, really windy. Inhale, left leg up. Sorry, just stepping the foot up by the thumb. I guess you needed a couple extra breaths in downward dog this round. Good, hips square when you're ready. All right, solid warrior, back heel rooted. Hands come back, down, step back. Lower forward and down. Good, cobra or swooping up to upward dog, tops of the feet pressing on the mat, kneecaps off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's find our way to the top of the mat. So heels lift, bend the knees, walker, nice light float up to the thumbs. Flat back. And fold. Sit down, chair pose, feet together, knees together, reach up. Slide those hips back, heavy in the heels, light on the toes. Lifting the chest up, creating some heat. Exhale, sit a little lower. Good, inhale, press yourself all the way up, stretch back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Second round, sit down, chair pose just for the inhale. Exhale, fall down. Flat back, inhale, moving just a little bit quicker. Exhale, walk or hop your feet back, lower, forward, and down. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Right leg lifting. Step the foot up by the thumb. Back heel down, root down, rise up. Tracing that inhale, tracking that inhale, and then all the way back down. This time, if you want, you can keep your right leg lifted for a little extra challenge when you lower. And then inhale, scoop up. Exhale, downward facing left leg. Step the foot up. Back heel down. Root down, rise up. Back down. Maybe left leg stays lifted. Stay strong, elbows in. Inhale, half dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Maybe a cleansing breath now. Inhale, out the mouth, exhale. Then bringing your breath back to that Ujjayi place. Breathing in and out of the nose. Taking gaze forward, lift heels, bend knees, walk or hop up. Flat back. And fold. Feet together, knees together, sit down, chair pose. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale here. Exhale, half chair. Good, getting nice and low. Ribs in, pulling away from the floor. Ooh. And slide the hips back. Inhale, chest lift and keep those hips low. Now exhale, stand up. Good job. Awesome job, you guys. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Keep flowing to come to a nice little standing flow on the other side, or on the right side. When you're ready, walk or hop back. Lowering down. Remember, this is the part you can just skip and take child's pose, or just go to downward dog the whole time. If you'd like. Right leg lifts up. This time you're going to open up the hip and bend the knee. So drop your right heel toward your right butt cheek. And point that right knee up high to the sky. And press down through that left heel. Good. And taking the right knee up to the right elbow. Squeeze it all the way up, shoulders over the wrists. Good. And then inhale the right leg back up high to the sky. And do it again, right knee, right elbow. And back up high to the sky. Last time, knee to the elbow. Now listen, knee to the left elbow. Take it across, there you go. Right elbow, left elbow. Center, right at chest. Try to step that foot up between your thumbs. Nice work. Inhale up into a high lunge. Good, and then exhale, drop your thumbs down to the back of your neck area. Wrap your elbows in, and then just point those elbow tips up. Make sure your front knee is not going past the ankle here, so just take a bigger step if you need. Good, breathing. Zip that lower belly up. Maybe the gaze is shifting upward. Back heels up nice and high over the toes. Inhale, stretching the arms up. Exhale, lower the left hand down into a gentle twist, maybe turning the gaze upward toward the right hand. Lower the back knee down. Okay. And see if you can bend the knee and grab onto the foot. Pull the heel in for a nice thigh stretch. Good. You can come down to the forearm if that's available in your body. And still looking up over that right shoulder. Releasing that foot down. Coming back up. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the knee back up. Inhale. Take your torso about halfway up so you can hook your left elbow outside the right knee and twist. So alternatively, you could have kept that back knee down. Yeah. But really getting a nice deep rotation here. So really cleansing. Lower the back knee back down. Good. Hands down to the floor. Shift the weight back. Half split. Stretching out the hamstrings. Pull the toes toward the kneecap toward the hip. And the chest out over that leg. And step back into that front foot. Step back, plank position. Lower forward and down. Upward dog or cobra. Good. Really open the chest. Exhale, downward facing. Left leg lifts up high. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Take the left knee up to the left elbow. Leg back to the sky. Exhale, knee left elbow. Leg back up to the sky. Last one, left knee, left elbow. Now hold here, shoulders over wrist, and bring the knee across to the right elbow. Nice. Over to the left elbow, to the right elbow, to the left elbow, almost down to the right elbow, to center, and to step. Adjust that foot if you need, and come on up. Good. As you come up here, again, let's bring the palms together, bend the elbows, wrap the outer arms forward, so shoulders are soft off of the ears, chest is lifted. And try not to drop into your lower back at all. Really think about just drawing everything up, 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 up. Gaze is soft, jaw relaxed. You can take your right hand and just circle it down to the ground as you twist, left arm up to the sky. Nice gentle twist, this first one. Keeping that left hand to the sky, bending your back knee, and see if you can reach back and grab that foot now. Good, and pull that heel in as far as it will go, and possibly lower down onto your forearm. Releasing the foot gently, bring yourself back up. Good, hooking the right elbow outside of the left knee, and if you kept your back knee down in the last round, you can just keep it down as you twist. If you lifted it on the last round, now's the time, go ahead, float that knee up, and then focus on deepening the twist. So focus on the ribs, turning, turning, turning around. Like use that elbow against that outer leg. Such good leverage opportunity. Avoid laying on the front thigh. Pick the belly up away from the thigh and twist. Good. Lower the knee gently down. Bring the hands down. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Flex the foot, stretch the chest forward. You could always have your hands on bricks here if you needed to. You're going to step back into that front foot. Take your time. Planting your hands, step back, plank. Gather up that inhale and then exhale. Shift the weight forward, bend the elbows in as you lower down. Right. Roll that chest open, legs are strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, right leg lifts. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Same or similar flow. Bring the right knee up, right elbow, right leg up. Right elbow, use your breath. Right leg up. Right elbow, left elbow. Right elbow, left. Right, left, center, and step. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, twist, left hand down, right arm up. Exhale, back knee bends, grab the foot. Good. Inhale, release, and just take your half splits. And step back into the foot, hook the elbow, twisting, maybe float the back knee up. So we're switching up just a little bit here. We did the half splits first, and now we're doing the twist. And now you can stay here, or you can come with me for a little bit of fun. Lift the back leg up. And just see if you can hover for a moment. Balance, balance, keep twisting. Now see if you can put the left foot next to the right foot. Nice, twisting chair. Stay here, put your hands down to the ground and take a side crow. Bending the elbows, letting the feet come up. Staying there, or maybe extending the legs out to the sides. Bring the feet back if you took them there. Back to your twist. Step the left foot back if you brought it forward. Good, and then everybody, hands down, knee down. Good work, shift your weight back, take your half splits again, and this time take it deeper if you want to. Sliding the heel forward. So not being in a rush, not feeling some urgency to be sure that you make it into some full splits. The goal is just to find a shape that encourages a nice deep stretch for your body, opportunity to start to increase some flexibility. Good. 3 more breaths wherever you're at. Maybe your hands are on bricks. Maybe you stayed in that half splits variation. Close your eyes. When you're ready, slowly bring yourself back up. Sliding that foot in far enough that you can step back to your plank. Good. Inhale. And lower forward and down. Scooping up. And downward facing dog. Left side's turn. Left leg lifts up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Left knee, left elbow. Good. Leg up. Left knee, left elbow. And the leg. Left knee, left elbow. Hold. Right elbow, left elbow. Right elbow, left elbow. Right elbow, center, step. High lunge. Bend the elbows, exhale. Inhale, right hand to the ground, circle open. Exhale, back knee down, grab onto the back foot. Inhale, shift back, half splits. Going just a little deeper. Inhale, stepping forward, hooking the elbow, deeply twist. Float the back knee up if you're going there. You can stay here or start to shift your weight into your front foot. Maybe step that back foot in a little bit first and then lift that back leg up and balance and twist and smile. You got this. And step the right foot down by the left foot, twisting deeper still. Stay there, or hands to the floor, looking forward. Chest is open, elbows bend into the ribs. Maybe the legs expand out. Grip into your fingertips. Make sure you're breathing. Returning feet to the floor. Returning to your twist. Returning right foot to the back of the mat. Returning the knee to the ground. Nice work, you guys. Hands to the floor. Shifting back. Half splits. Or sliding the heel forward. Fuller splits. Moving slowly and mindfully. You know, maybe this is your tighter side. Definitely is my tighter side. Okay, make a little adjustment by tucking the back toes under, lifting the knee, and just kind of pulling your right hip a little bit forward. Just kind of feeling that action help to square your hips a little bit more. Your right toes are facing straight back. Got a little bit more time here. You might feel yourself slowly but surely start to go a little bit deeper. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Pay attention. Just be softly settled on the breath. Thanking your breath for making this moment possible. When you're ready, slowly coming back up. And stepping back to plank position. Inhale, exhale, lower forward and down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Gently lower your knees down to the floor. Child's pose, sit your hips back into your heels. Feel free to towel off or grab some water if you need. We'll take a few resting breaths. Just slowly bring the hips up. Slide the right knee up to the right wrist for your half pigeon pose. And you're going to slide the left knee back a little bit, aligning your hips. Good. And then, once you feel okay here, make sure your right hip isn't sitting on the ground. If you need, you can shove a blanket or a towel under there. And then when you're ready, you're going to lower forward and down. Okay, so as always, if this is not okay for your knee, you can just lie on your back, cross the ankle over the left knee, and take your figure four stretch, just like this. Just a few more breaths here, and remembering the theme for today's class and how can we really embrace this time, this kind of scary, vulnerable, uncertain time that we're in, and just really live each moment that we do have, and see what we can learn from it. So that we're just like gathering all of this amazing knowledge and wonder and joy about the world and about ourselves and about nature, about how our food grows. I mean, there's just so much to learn. There's so much to stop and check in and learn about ourselves, really. You can press yourself back up and just slide that right leg back, straighten the leg, and just kind of rock back and forth a couple times. Right knee down, left knee slides up, taking the left foot over toward the right edge of your mat. Maybe tuck the back toes under, just slide that right knee back a little bit, walk the hands and lift the chest, and pull your right hip a little bit more forward and the left hip a little bit more back. And when you feel ready, you can just pour yourself right on over that left leg. Same option if this is your bunk knee or it's just not feeling good for you today. Just lie on your back and take that figure four stretch. Show you again just in case you need it. Targeting that same outer hip, piriformis kind of area. Eckhart Tolle said, "Some changes look negative on the surface, but you will soon realize that space is being created in your life for something new to emerge." Some changes look negative on the surface, but you will soon realize that space is being created in your life for something new to emerge. So that's such a beautiful sharing, and right in this time, in this space, just trusting that there's something bigger, more beautiful, just ready to come out of that cocoon, take flight. You ready to slowly come back up, and same thing, just slide that left foot back, straightening the leg, and just rock back and forth a couple times. Good, plank position. Lower all the way down to your stomach. Good, inhale, bring yourself up into a Sphinx pose. Shoulders back, so kind of feel the shoulder blades again, like picturing them like hands, and then moving a little bit closer toward one another, and helping to kind of gently, kindly nudge the heart forward and up. One more breath here. Good, and then let's slowly lower the torso down, reach back, grab onto your feet for your bow pose. Now your knees probably splayed out there, that's the major tendency. So just hug the knees to midline, almost like imagine you're holding a brick or something between your legs that'll help to keep you from opening up your knees. Inhale, lift your chest, kick your feet back. Exhale, take your toes up. And don't worry about how big it is, just let it feel really beautiful in your body. One more breath. Slowly releasing back down. Let the feet go. Turn to your right cheek. Inhale. Exhale, maybe out the mouth. And you're just going to flip yourself over like a little pancake. So you can take your right arm overhead, just flip yourself around. Good. Bridge pose, hands at your sides. If you're unfamiliar with bridge pose, please turn your head so you can watch first and then look straight back up to the sky. Don't turn your head in the position. When you're ready, feet are hip distance. Here, again, try not to let the knees or the toes splay outward. Keep them facing up and straight to the front of the room. Inhale, hips lifting. Exhale, rock the shoulders underneath you. Clasp the hands. And then, again, where's those shoulder blades? Those lovely little hands just kind of helping to nudge that heart open more, which essentially is going to bring the chest closer to the chin. So then just ever so lightly move the chin slightly away from the chest. Back of the head on the mat. Lift the hips a little higher. And check in. Make sure, like almost imagine you're holding something between your legs again here. Release down when you're ready. Nice work. Just let the hips land softly. Relax the shoulders out from underneath you. And walk your feet wide enough that your knees just fall together. You rest your hands on your low belly. Notice how you feel. Okay. Now, the back bend here, heart opening, your choice. Do another round of that bridge pose, or you'll come with me into full wheel. So full wheel, you're bringing your hands next to your ears and your elbows are pointing up to the sky. These same little things here, you want to make sure those knees and toes don't splay out. Whenever you're ready, inhale, hips lifting. Bridgers, go ahead, roll your shoulders underneath, clasp your hands. Wheel people, straighten your arms the best that you can. Really press through the feet again. Try not to let those toes splay out. And then press down into the big toe mound. Now almost feel like you're spiraling your inner thighs down toward the ground. But slowly tuck the chin on the way down out of those wheels. And then everybody release your hips back down to the ground. Same thing, walk your feet wide, let your knees tap together. Maybe those of you in wheel want a little wrist release. You can rotate your wrists a couple of times each direction. Maybe rest your hands on that low belly again. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Round your forehead up to your knees. Release your head back down. And place your feet on the ground and then scoot your hips over to one side and flip back over onto your stomach. Take your left arm straight out in front of you. Straight out from your shoulder. That's what I meant. Yeah, so the wrist is right in line with the shoulder. And then turn your head so you're looking to the right. Place your left ear on the ground. Right hand underneath the right shoulder. Slowly start to roll onto the outside edge of your or to the left side of your body. Okay, if it feels okay, bend your right knee and place it on the ground behind your left. If you still feel okay here, the right arm can start to wrap. Maybe the left knee bends as well. Make sure that left hand doesn't slide or move. It stays right in alignment with the shoulder. Slowly coming out, straightening the legs, spinning back onto the stomach, switching sides, right arm out to the seat. Rolling to the right side, right arm on the ground, maybe the left knee bends. Maybe the right knee bends. Please do not force anything. It's not worth the injury, right? Always so important just to take your time, right? And if this is, if anything that I'm sharing in these videos is, a little more advanced or just something that you're unfamiliar with, then you're not certain, then especially then take great caution to maybe just skip or just to go to the very first step, and to really pay attention to your body. And you can always message me a question. And when you're ready, you can just slowly come on out of that. Good. Pressing the hands into the floor right underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, fire up your core, and press yourself up in one piece. Nice work. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower your elbows down to the ground for your dolphin pose, pressing your chest back. So it's a downward facing dog, but your elbows are on the ground, yeah? Maybe you can lift those elbows back up. Maybe you have to bring your knees down first, whatever works for you. Take your gaze forward, walk or hop your feet up to your thumbs. Flat back, inhale, and exhale to fold. Good, clasping your hands back behind you again like we did at the beginning of class, and let those shoulders drop back. Let those shoulders stretch out, open up. Releasing the hands down. Okay, so now's the time to grab your little towel or strap that I had to grab at the beginning of our time together today. And we're going to go ahead and loop the strap. If you want to get all fancy and take some time to make a little actual loop, you can. If you just want to loop it around your ankle just like this. So let's put it around your, let's see, I'll mirror you guys. So you're going to put it around your left ankle. We're going to start on our right side. Yeah. And then you just bend the knee and reach back and grab. And so alternatively, you can skip the strap towel variation, King Dancer, Lord Dancer, and just come into your Natarajasana dancer pose by holding the outside edge of the foot and kicking back. Okay, so that would be your modification. Otherwise, you're standing on your right foot. You're gonna hold your towel or strap kind of just off to this side, just like this, and bend the elbows. And almost like you're gonna do a jumping rope, you know what I mean? You're gonna swing the elbow up to the sky and then bring the other one up. Now you're just gonna crawl, so I'll turn so you can see this view better maybe. You're gonna crawl your hands down the towel or strap. Keep your chest lifted. Once you've gone as far as you can, then just focus on kicking that foot up. Right? If you know how to just grab onto the foot, right, on the outside edge of the foot, flip that elbow up. Good. Make sure you're breathing. All slimy, slippery little foot. Couple more breaths, and don't worry if you're falling all over the place, so am I. Yeah, you can always come to a wall or ledge, a chair or something to help you. Couple more breaths. So if you fell out, Just take another chance. Try again. Set your gaze on something steady, unmoving. Keep the chest lifted. Release it gently. Tadasana, mountain pose. Breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Okay, so visualizing right now like a dry erase board, right? And there's all this scribbling and scrabbling and all these images of what you just did or thoughts about it or whatever, about that right side, that position. You're just going to erase it, right? Just clean the slate, clear that board, so we create space for whatever is able to happen on the other side. And we step into that space with no expectations, with no rush, and with no judgments. Stepping into it as a complete exploration. Okay, so let's try the other side. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open and set your gaze nice and steady on something unmoving, maybe a few feet in front of you or just kind of on the horizon, low horizon. With this strap around the right foot or ankle. Stepping into the left foot. Okay, I'm just gonna get a nice grip on the hands. If you know that you can go a little bit deeper and that your hands are going to need to, walk back quite a bit, you can start with that, with your hand way low, way close to the foot. And then we'll go ahead and sweep the elbow up. Let the left hand come up as well. Slowly start to walk the hands back. Stay anchored in your left foot. Try not to let the right hip lift. Right? So keep kind of pointing that right hip down. Chest lifts, right foot kicks, breathing. Energize that right foot up toward the sky just a little more. Lift your heart just a little bit more. Maybe lift your gaze just for a few moments. Keep kicking, keep reaching for 3, 2, and 1. Releasing gently. Mountain pose. Nice job, you guys. That's a big one. Big position, big heart opener, big expression, kind of scary, kind of uncertain. It creates so much space. And so just notice what is there to emerge. Some of you come out of that position and out of your practice thus far. Starting to feel the feet really rooted, the crown of the head lifting toward the sky. Just recognizing this body, this beautiful connection between heaven and earth. Just blink your eyes open. I'm going to just give you about a minute for inversion of your practice, whatever that might be. So if you want to go to a wall so you can practice your handstand or headstand form balance, anything like that, you can just take legs up the wall as an option, right? Or if you'd like to take, and it doesn't have to be an actual wall. I'm using an imaginary wall, obviously. So you can go ahead and practice wherever you're going to practice. I'll teach headstands if you want to try to build into it. Please remember, we don't kick into a headstand. You don't want to put that much pressure or put your neck in any kind of place that is vulnerable in that. You want to just be lifting from a core awareness, core strength. So if that doesn't happen for you today, then it just doesn't happen. No worries. So you're going to measure your elbows. So just like this. I'm holding opposite elbows. You're going to keep those elbows right there. And take the hands, make a little basket. Open up that basket so you can tuck the chin firm into the chest and place the top of the head onto the grip. And you're going to walk your feet in as far as you can. And then maybe one leg lifts and hug the leg to midline. Kind of feel like you're squeezing your inner thighs in and see if that other leg will lift.
Now lift your shoulders off your ears. Keep pressing the edges of the hands and the forearms, the elbows into the ground. And again, keep lifting the shoulders off of the ears. They're going to tend to dump into the ears over and over and over when you're not paying attention. Good, breathing. Brighten up your legs. Do that little flointy thing with your feet where you're pointing your feet but flexing your toes back. Little high heel shoes. Feet. Good, and then slowly lower the legs back down, one at a time or both at the same time, and just come right into a child's pose right away. Good job, you guys.
And from here we'll come into our rabbit pose.
So you're going to hold on to your heels. Your knees are closer together. And when you're ready, you're going to lift your hips up, tuck your butt way under, and try to pull your forehead as close to the knees as you can. And you're on the very top of your head, shoulders off of the ears. And you're really just rounding your spine as much as you can. Now lower the hips and re-grab your feet. Get a little bit better grip there and come back into the position. So now bring your attention to that space
Behind your heart and those shoulder blades, and just feel, right, this big space happening, opening up the back of the heart now.
And dropping the hips gently back into the heels.
Rolling yourself up slowly and shifting your hips to one side, taking your legs straight forward. And feel free to grab your blanket if you'd like for Paschimottanasana. You're seated forward fold. So again, like we talked about at the beginning of class, pelvic bowl upright. So if you sit on a blanket, rather than just sitting way up on the blanket, it's helpful to scooch right to the edge, and then all of a sudden you're going to feel your pelvis go like whoop, and just kind of like tip into the correct position. And you can always have 4 blankets, however many you need. And if you need to keep a little bend in your knees, that's cool too. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold. And this might also be a position where you would want your strap your towel, so feel free to lasso those little feet and use that to help you go deeper. Just think about lengthening the spine more than anything and keeping the chest nice and open. Lift about halfway up, inhale. See if you can pull your chest a little bit farther forward, and then exhale, fold in. Close your eyes if they're not already. Just enjoy the calming nature of forward folding. Just dropping your head down, closing your eyes, relaxing the jaw, shoulder. Inhale, and slowly coming back up. Right, and then exhale for Karmasana. You're going to bend your knees, soles of feet together. The heels not as far in as they would be for your Baddha Konasana or your butterfly pose. The heels are further out, so you have like a diamond shape between your legs. And you're going to tuck your hands underneath the ankles and place the tops of the palms of the hands on the tops of the feet.
and then just drop your head down toward your inner feet. And maybe they get there, and if they do, and you're just not really feeling like it's all that much of a stretch in your body, they could come to the fuller variation with me by rocking a little bit side to side and straightening the arms back behind you and wriggling the shoulders underneath the backs of the knees the best that you can. And then you just start to slide the heels toward the front of the room and maybe rest the side of the head onto the ground. If you're in that fuller variation, you can just start to slide the heels back in, start to bend the elbows back in, and just kind of figure out how to get out of there. And I'll come back up. Okay, let's take one more nice twist. So right foot's going to step outside your left knee, and just keep your left leg straight for today. Right hand behind your left arm up, and then exhale, hook the elbow, and twist. And switching, right leg straight, left foot steps outside the knee, right elbow hooks, sit up tall, rotate. Unwind both feet together again, and this time do pull the heels in nice and close for Baddha Konasana. Bound ankle pose or butterfly pose. You're going to inhale, and then exhale. You can start to lean forward if that feels good for you, and your elbows can kind of nudge your knees apart. Lengthen the back of the neck. Slowly coming back up, and let's make our way down onto our backs. Onto the back. When you get there, hug your knees into your chest. Maybe just give your knees a couple little circles, massaging the lower back area. You can go the other direction. Hug your knees into your chest, arms out to tees. Drop your knees over to the right and gaze to your left. Knees up. Over to the left with the knees, over to the right with the gaze. Knees back up. Good. Taking a happy baby, let the knees go wide apart. Or if there's any final position that your body is asking for that you really like to round out your practice, feel free to do that. Otherwise, you're holding onto your feet wherever you can, or maybe your ankles or shins, trying to stack the ankles over the knees and bring the knees nice and low to the floor. But keep the lower back in the backs of the hips. Just kind of keep that area glued down.
and straighten your legs. And final resting pose, Shavasana. If you need to, use any props or blankets or anything to be more cozy, then go ahead and grab them. No matter what's happening around you right now, it's noticing what's happening within you. Within you, breath is happening. Let that breath just fall to natural. It's almost imperceptible, and you're just gently settling your gaze, your inward gaze on that very, very soft, natural breath. Not forcing it or controlling it. Not needing or wanting it to do anything but what it's doing right now. Which is happening. It's the breath. It's just happening. Can we relax into that deeply for the next few minutes? Comfortably pouring the body into the floor. And this deep connection to earth, to ourself, to the world, even in a time of disconnection, disarray. Just let yourself go into deep, deep relaxation, deep trust, deep surrender, deep, deep peace. Nice deep inhale, slow soft exhale. Staying nice and relaxed as the awareness pours back into the body. So maybe just notice a little tingle around your fingers, toes. Just a beautiful sense of energy within you, all around you. Positive energy. Beautiful life force. When you're ready, you can start to move those fingers and toes. Maybe stretch arms overhead for a long body stretch. Curl your knees in. Just snuggle yourself over to the right side for a few moments. Just nice and cozy, curled up, so sweetly. Just so relaxed and comfortable, at ease. Pressing up to seated when you're ready. Take your time. Maybe even keep your eyes closed. Maybe sit on a blanket. Feel free to rest longer if you need more rest. And again, without judging or expecting anything, just notice how you feel. Kind of the overall essence of your being. As we prepare to leave our mats today, may we remember the wise words from Gandhi to live as if you were to die tomorrow, and learn as if you were to live forever. Seize the day, embrace each moment, live to the fullest. Because we don't know how many moments we have left, and why not live them as joyfully and completely, and why wouldn't we just want to go out and learn and put that learning into action, and to see some of these things that we could easily view as negative changes that are uncertain, right? And the wise words of Eckhart Tolle, some changes look negative on the surface, but you'll soon realize that space is being created in your life for something new to emerge. Just maybe feeling as you step off of the mat today, right, that you are emerging, that you have stepped into that space, right, and we have this chance to just do that over and over and over again, to see space, step into the space, right, to learn to emerge. Thank you for doing that with me today. May we continue to live and learn and love. Above all, love yourself, love each other, love Mother Earth, love all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Thank you for sharing space with me today in this cool virtual way. If you did enjoy my class and you would like to donate, I do accept donations on Venmo at Leah Distad. So thank you very much for any and all support. It totally helps our family, but is absolutely not necessary because we're all going through our own levels of this together. And please do like and subscribe if you like to want to subscribe. and more videos coming soon.